Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Webleedpixels Podcast. I'm V.
And I'm T. Hi, V.
Hi.
So,
This week,
oh, go on.
I think, this week we're going to be talking about when when we think games should add extra content, or when that may be pushing it too far and it should just be included in a mod.
And we also have the latest news and updates on other stories which we've been speaking about for the last couple of podcast episodes.
Yes. But first, what have you been up to this week?
My week has been kind of like I've I've played a lot of DBD. Dead by Daylight has
Yeah.
taken over my soul again. I am one with the entity.
I mean, we were playing a lot of DBD.
Yeah, there was a lot of DBD happening, and then Dead by Daylight. I don't know whether it was from Dead by Daylight or whether it was from Xbox or who messed it up, but now I can't play Dead by Daylight. It's
Yeah,
it's
we
really
can't play with you.
no, because they done a patch on the Xbox Series X and S consoles, which is a patch which no other console or PC has yet. So I'm now one patch ahead of everyone else, which means that I can't play with everyone else, and there's no lobbies for me to play in anymore.
I just don't understand why they can't take it back.
It's a little bit more difficult because because as we said, it was last podcast or the podcast before that, we said about how the patches work for like consoles and stuff, or where it's the devs given the patch to the consoles, so say to like Microsoft or to Sony, and then it's up to them to then say yes or no with the patch, and then if they say yes, then the patch then gets obviously scheduled and then put into it. But I'm guessing because the patch is meant to be for the 28th of September, instead Xbox Series X and S players got it on the 18th of September. Not even that though, because it was Friday. The first report on Twitter is Friday nighttime. It was Friday nighttime for America, but then it was obviously the next day for the UK.
Yeah.
So it's like that was when the first report was. It was Friday evening. So that was on the 17th. So for now,
Who
what the
approved
last?
that?
I don't know.
Who got that and was like, yes, let this go through?
I don't know. Well, because it was really weird because I said to you yesterday, I was like, "Hey, there's a Dead by Daylight patch," and then you got on and you was like, "No, there isn't." I was like,
Yeah, and
There
then
is."
yeah, I had no update other than the one. There was like a kind of big one that I had a couple days before, but I had no update yesterday when you said, and then getting on the game, you invited me, whatever, and it was like, oh, can't match make you, whatever. And it was kind of like, oh, well, maybe it's just me because I'm always having issues with DBD and internet, and
I
who
mean, Dead
knows.
by Daylight's having issues with Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, but it was like, "Oh, maybe it's just me." And so I went to check if I had any updates, still no updates, and then our friends were also like, no, we're getting the same error."
Yeah, and then we took to Twitter because what else would you do? You would take to Twitter. It's like the thing which everyone goes to. Like if Instagram's down, you go to Twitter. If Twitter's down, I don't know what you do.
Hey, is
You-
the world ending? Check Twitter.
yeah, pretty much. So we all took to Twitter and found out that nope, it's not anything going on. Dead by Daylight's not down. Well, it's down, but only for they're investigating a situation which is only affecting Xbox Series X and Series S players. Players on the systems may experience longer matchmaking times and will be match made with players on the same system and version number. Crossplay is not available at this time. That's it.
Like,
That's what we got told.
yeah, but well, there's more to it because mistakes happen. But the thing is, they're not fixing it for 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
10
That well,
days.
that's
That's
what
so
that's what.
long.
See, at 5:06 p.m. yesterday, so that's like what 19 hours ago. That's when Dead by Daylight said, "Hey, this is going on." But we're not sure whether because we know that I went through the comment section and I saw people saying that patch notes will be coming in the 28th of September. So that's when the patch will actually happen. And I
So
don't
it's
know
sooner than that.
whether or not they're going to do it sooner. They have to, but because obviously because you've got a lot of people waiting to play Dead by Daylight on, especially because Pinhead just got released. So we've got
Yeah.
Pinhead released. The Resident Evil map just came back again, and so so did the Wild West map, but then they took the Old Dog Saloon? Dead Dog Saloon?
I think so.
They took that one back
Dead
off
dog.
because of a totem which you couldn't get to because we tried to do it and nope. And now they just put the Resident Evil map back in. It seems as though I'm destined to never play Resident Evil map. Because
Well, it's like
they put it in only to then take it away from Xbox players, to then put it back in, to then take it away from everyone, to then now put it back in, and now Xbox can't play.
we've done it a couple of times. But it's like you were saying, like there are streamers who exclusively play DBD. What are they supposed to do for this 10 days or a week or whatever that they can't play, assuming that this doesn't get fixed until the 28th?
Yeah, assuming, yeah, because it means that they're now going to have to go to the companies and rush Sony and PC to put this new patch in, so then we can all crossplay again. But I don't know whether they would do that. I don't know whether they would either rush the patch, because they can't take the patch back, because I don't know how that works. It's not as if, like, you know, like I'm on PC and I can just revert my patch.
Yeah. I mean, I really hope that they do rush this, because that's a long time for people to not be able to play, which means that's, like you said, I think a quarter or something of their fan base is now unable to play.
Yeah, and considering that Xbox just recently, 3 days before this happened, recently was praising Dead by Daylight for how good it looks on their own channel and how good it looks on the new Series X and S consoles, it doesn't look good for Dead by Daylight.
No, it doesn't.
But then you also have the thing of, like, say, people saying, well, why did you update it? You don't have a choice on Xbox. When you load up your Xbox, that game is already updating. You have no, like,
Yeah.
and then even if you said no to the update, when you then click on said game to play the game says, hey, this game needs an update before you can play it. So you always need to update it. So you can't play it without the update.
Yeah, it's not like postponing a computer update. Like, you can't play the game if you have not updated it. It forces it.
Yeah, it will force the update, otherwise you will never be able to play that game. So it's kind of like a catch-22.
So, like, when I first started playing DBD a few years ago, I don't think it was as big as it is now. I don't know if a bunch of streamers just started playing and it got really popular, but, like, within the past 2 years, maybe, I could be completely wrong. This is just how it seems to me. Within the past 2 years, it seems like it really got popular. But when I started playing, it wasn't. And, you know, because I would have like 30, 45-minute, hour-long wait times. And I know that wait times, like when you don't have a group, they do take longer, but that was ridiculously long. I don't think people still get those wait times when they're playing solo.
Is that before crossplay, though?
I guess so.
Because crossplay saved Dead by Daylight.
Right. So they brought crossplay in, like the game really took off, and now it just seems like they're doing everything that they can to ruin it. Like, there's updates and things that have come out that have really messed up the game, and now this, where like a huge portion of people can't even play the game for the next 9 days. So it just kind of seems like it's like it got popular and now they're like self-sabotaging.
Yeah, but trouble is that with every update, it's gonna get to the weight of what World of Warcraft is, because World of Warcraft, yes, it's a really good game. You know, a lot of people play it, like blah 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 blah. I've never played it because it's Activision Blizzard, but it's a really popular game. But because of all the updates of which they keep doing, because it's an old game, it's just crumbling under its own weight. And this is what Dead by Daylight's getting the point to, because it's a 5-year game, and they are now trying to boost it into the new consoles. So you know the Series X and S, and then the PlayStation 5 for the better graphics, and obviously PC has the better graphics. But in doing that, they're crumbling like under their own weight, because every update breaks more stuff. You look at, there's a pallet inside the meat factory, the saw map, which you cannot break. No killer can break it, and the survivors will just stand on the other end. And because it's where a staircase is, it's a long way for the killer to walk round, and then the players already then, the survivors already then vaulted onto the other side, and then probably teabagging or doing whatever they're doing, and then that killer is going to get more frustrated, so they're going to stay there and try hit that one survivor and try break that pallet. But in doing so, all of the other generators are now going to be done, throughout the map. But the thing is that Dead by Daylight, it's the only game of its kind. Yes, there was Friday the 13th, which tried rivaling it, but there's nothing which will rival Dead by Daylight, and it can't rival Dead by Daylight because Dead by Daylight has all of the licensings. So for all of the horror characters, Dead by Daylight has their licensings. They've went up and brought up all of the licenses for horror, characters, for horror films, horror games. So there's nothing really which is going to rival Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight is going to maintain its current course and be top of the food chain in its category because there's nothing else which will rival it. There's nothing which is going to beat a 1v4, survivor horror game. Nothing will beat Dead by Daylight because it is a perfect game. It's a perfect game for its genre and for its category, but it's also crumbling under its weight because it is a perfect game. But I would say it's an imperfect game because it's perfect because there's nothing else which will rival it, and the devs know this. But it's also crumbling under its many updates, which is breaking its own infrastructure. The only way to fix it would be to take Dead by Daylight away from everyone for at least 2 weeks, and every dev fully gets involved and reworks every map at the same time, every character at the same time, and every mechanic and function in the game at the same time, and then re-release Dead by Daylight as a brand new game.
I don't understand where it went so wrong though, because 5 years is not a long time. Like, I don't know if games age faster or something, but I don't think 5 years is a long time for
It's not a long time, but
a
you think of
game.
the content updates. Like, okay, you get a house which gets, say, like battered by 5 years of weather, and you just constantly try put, it's like getting a roof of a house and it gets battered by the weather, so then you just add more wood to it or more brick or whatever you put on top of your house. You get layers and layers and layers of that, then that house is going to crumble under its own weight.
So it's like that picture of the guy with like the big like water tank thing and he's trying to like duct tape the hole closed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, it is that meme. If you want to put on put it as a picture, it's it's a really good game, and Dead by Daylight the devs know that they have that market, but like I say, the only way to fully fix it would be fully to remove it, and I guess do just fully, because they're trying to do it. They're trying to revamp maps as we're playing them, which we
Yeah.
know. When we spoke about this in many podcasts before, we spoke of how we're getting stuck on like invisible items and just floating in the air for no reason, and now pallets are now not working. Generators you can't do on half the sides of the generator, and they all know this stuff. Totems can't be cleared now, and these are things which they know, but it's small things. But a lot of small things make up a massive problem.
You say small things, but like that's the bulk of the game. Like if generators and pallets and totems aren't working, that's the game. That's literally like the things that you do in the game.
Yeah, and character faces are now starting to mess up through these updates. Like
Hmm.
Cheryl's face has never looked the same. Or Cheryl.
Well, and also the way we look. You keep telling me that my Elodie has like her new outfit on, and I don't have that outfit.
You don't have the
But to
season pass.
you, no, to you, it shows that I have that outfit on and I don't. And then everyone, like, we're all fully blooded and no one can see, no one sees that we're blooded.
Yeah, so it's just a thing of like, Dead by Daylight is like, I don't know what it's done to itself, but it's crumbling under its own pressure. But there's no one to rival the company because no one has the licenses. Unless somebody brought out a brand new game with the same kind of concept, but done it different, where you have to, I don't know, solve five puzzles throughout a map, and there's their own soul killers, or where they make their own survivors and their own killers.
DVD has always been pretty jankety. I just want them to fix this patch thing sooner than within, I don't know, sooner than the 28th.
Yeah, see, because I don't mind having these weird glitches or these bugs and little things which are annoying but doesn't really do anything to the game. What is stopping me from playing
Yeah,
the game
sometimes
is I
it's
can't
funny.
play the game. That's
Yeah.
literally it. I can't play the game. Because
Yeah, little glitches.
I would love to go annoy a killer, especially if they've been a real campy like killer and they're like camping the hooks or they're tunneling survivors. I would love to then go inside the meat factory with them, drop that pallet, and stand there teabagging,
Oh my gosh, yes.
and
Like
then
little
like flashing
glitches
them.
and things. Yeah, little glitches and things, like, they can be funny, whatever. They don't, like, really break the game. But, like, at this point, we can't even play together for the next week
Yeah, I can't
unless
even
they
play the
fix
game.
it sooner.
I mean, is Dead by Daylight becoming the new Cyberpunk?
Oh, I hope not.
Are we going to call it Dead by Cyberpunk
No,
or Cyberpunk by Daylight? I don't know.
I hope not.
I mean, we
Well,
hope not.
so we were playing a lot of DBD, but what else have you been playing? I think you got the new Nexamon and we're enjoying that. What else have you been doing this week?
Yeah, I bought the new Nexamon, and then I've only played a little bit of it. Like I done, I guess the first. Well, they're called overseers and not gyms. It's
Mm.
kind of like the same. Like, well, it's like a kind of same-ish story of Nexamon Extinction. Apart from it doesn't. It's not like a spin-off, if that makes sense. Like this is a full Nexamon experience. I'm only playing it because it makes me think of Pokemon. And yes, Nexamon may be a not. Some people say, oh, it's a rip off of Pokemon, but it has its own merits. Like it really does has its own merits. So I've started playing it. I'm enjoying it a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe if the story gets a little bit more, I'll enjoy it more. Or maybe if I don't just think of it as a mobile game, then I'll enjoy it a lot more because I'm playing it on the Xbox. But it was essentially, I think, Nexamon started as a mobile game.
Oh, okay.
But
I feel like can you play it on the Switch?
no, I don't. I don't know whether you can play it on the Switch. I don't know whether.
I feel like it would make a cute Switch game.
Maybe, but then Pokemon has the Switch.
Oh, true. Okay.
So would you really want to put them in together?
No, not with people already saying it's a copycat.
Yeah. But what about you, V? What have you been doing?
So I obviously we've been playing DBD. I've taken a break from Shadow of War for a while. Um, and I got back into Carto, and I know we had started it together. I mean, like not together, but like we started at the same time, and then we kind of paused because we were gonna go play some other games, whatever. New things came out, and so I've just come back to it because I have this goal of this year. I want to get 20K gamer score
Yeah, Gamer
achievements.
Score.
Yeah. Um, and so I'm just trying to play some like little games to get some more achievements, but this is one that I do. I mean, I like puzzly games. So this is one that I really wanted to finish. So I've gotten back on that and it's been fun. It makes me feel dumb because I feel like I'm using a guide a lot of the time. I know, sue me, I'm cheating, but I still enjoy it. Like it's just a cute little puzzly game.
So you say like you enjoy puzzly games. Okay, don't play Subliminal.
Oh yeah.
That is weird. I started that yesterday and I was like, the heck am I doing? I don't know what is happening, but like if you pick up an object and you look down on the floor with the object shrinks. But then to get the object bigger, you put it above your head and then you drop it and it goes bigger. It's really confusing. I don't know what I'm actually doing or what's happening or what the story is. It's like a Portal type game.
Oh, okay.
But
See,
it's
I didn't
just
like Portal.
I don't know. It's got my head like I don't know what's going. I don't know whether what's real or what's not. A game which I do
Huh.
want to try is I Am Fish, and I think you'll enjoy that.
Is that the one with the achievement, the why are you like this?
No, that's subliminal. It's because you have to
Oh,
clone an item like way too many times. But I Am Fish is a game which I feel you would enjoy yourself.
I think I saw a picture of it. It looks cute.
I was watching someone play it yesterday, and I was just like fully invested in watching them play I Am Fish. The fish do
I may
look
have
cute.
to I may have to look into it after Carto then.
Yes, look into the car. I think that your end of year goal should be to complete Shadows of War.
It can be so long. I started it over a year ago, and obviously I took a big break. But like, I also, when I got back new, I was playing it for what, like 2 months straight. It's a huge game.
Yeah, you can do it. I believe in you.
I've only completed the first person's story. I still have 2 other characters to play as, and that dude's story took me those 2 months. So what, I'm gonna be playing this for another 4 months?
Another 4 years.
Probably. It is huge. I enjoy it, and I like how big it is and how you can just keep going, but it definitely is big. I'll try to finish it, but I do wanna get this 20 kg by the end of the year, which requires other games that aren't Shadow of War.
That does. See, my end of the year goal, we recently completed it. We completed it. It was live on my Twitch channel. It was recently completed where I wanted to hit 300,000 G or gamer score before the end of the year. Done it.
And you did it.
I did do it, and now we're on the road to 400,000.
Ooh,
That's a
that's
long road.
exciting.
I mean, maybe by the time of that I hit near 400,000, Battlefield and Dying Light 2 will both be out because they've been both delayed.
Oh.
Battlefield 2044 or 2042, sorry. Yeah, that was meant to come out on October the 22nd, but EA has now pushed it back to November the 19th, which the company blamed the delay on all unforeseen challenges rising from the pandemic, which makes sense because obviously, they're making a game through a pandemic, which I can imagine is quite frustrating.
Yeah.
And the only thing which I'm a little bit now concerned of, because that was a game which I wanted to pick up, but what I'm concerned about is November the 19th, who we all know that Pokemon is coming out on, I think, November the 19th.
Ooh,
So that's going to
little
be
competition.
so that's going to be a competition. Also, Dying Light 2, it was meant to arrive on December the 7th. So just in time for Christmas, which would be a really nice boost for them of Christmas sales. Unfortunately, it's now not going to come out until February the 4th, 2022.
Oh, wow.
It was first revealed at EA at 2018, which was going to be a early 2020 launch date. So, yikes.
Went from Christmas to Valentine's.
Yeah, it went from 2020 to 2022.
That's insane, though. That's a huge
That's
leap.
almost like a what they done with Days Gone and other Sony exclusive. You could even market this up as a Sony exclusive with their delays.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a yikes. But obviously we know that 2020 had the biggest year of the pandemic. Like, although I say so far, but we're still living inside a pandemic, so I'm not quite sure what is a big year for the pandemic. I don't know whether last year or this year has been more aggressive for the pandemic. So again, we can't say much about it. And we can't really give them much stick because they are making games through a pandemic. It's not as if what they done with Cyberpunk.
This year for the I feel like last year companies really took the hit because that was like when things really built up. This year, I think, has been more about recovery. So like companies are kind of trying to like bounce back more this year. Last year, I think, was like because we found out about COVID in 2019. So 2020 is when it really like hit the world of like, oh shoot, this is a huge thing. And like everything shut down. So this year, companies have really been trying to like come back. So I think I don't know. Like it makes sense that like it's like okay, you didn't release in 2020, but now to like not even release in December and push again until February when they've had all year.
I don't know whether they've even gave a reason, like, because Battlefield, they gave a reason for unforeseen challenges. I know
Yeah.
that they had somebody recently die who was a voice actor inside the new Battlefield 2042. So I
Oh.
don't know whether that's going to be one of the things which now they've got to I don't know whether they'll redo his voice or whether they're keeping him as like a memories of like that character.
Yeah, that would definitely be a blow to the game.
That really would, considering like I'm not really massive on Battlefield games, so I don't really know whether or not it was main story or just multiplayer like voice or what it was, but that can really put a downer on the company.
Mhm.
But then again,
Well,
like this year, I feel as if we can give companies like a little bit of a okay, we are just because some companies are still coming out of lockdowns,
yeah, definitely.
and
And some companies came out of lockdowns and tried to get back to work and then realized with Delta and whatever else is going on, it's still not a good time and have gone back into more remote work.
yeah, and especially like inside the UK, we spent pretty much the most of last year coming in and out of lockdowns. It was like a hokey cokey because we didn't know
Hmm.
whether or not we was being in lockdown or whether we wasn't being in lockdown, and then we'd come out of lockdown to then 3 weeks later go back into lockdown. So you can imagine for
Rah, rah,
devs,
rah.
yeah, but so you can imagine like for devs that would be, I don't know, like imagine the stress of that of okay everyone, let's go back to work. Okay everyone, take your work and go home. Okay everyone, bring your work back from home into work.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of like trying to figure out how to keep the work process going, trying to figure out what's best for your employees, where it's best for them to work, and how to still get things done by making these big adjustments.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do it, or I mean, at least they tell us though. At least it's not
Yeah.
like a couple of days before release.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's nice to be told, this is kind of given a little bit of slack to the Kiwi game, which told us a couple of days before release.
Yeah, I'm still waiting. Oh, us little console people are waiting.
Yeah.
But there is a big update coming for Grounded. They're saying it's
Ooh.
their biggest update yet.
Even bigger than
It's come
Shrooms and Gloom,
um
because
I
that was
think
their last
so.
update.
Well, so they're saying like bigger than the koi pond.
Oh God.
Um yeah, like they're really expanding the backyard and everything.
Ooh. Hopefully, is it the
Um
shed? Because remember, I said when we last played, I was like, "Oh, the shed! Like that area wasn't there before, and now it's all there." And like, there's the barbecue.
They're not saying anything. They're just saying it's the biggest update yet and it's coming out in October. They're giving no hints, spoilers, anything.
Ooh, they could call it
Just
the dreaded shed.
ooh.
That would be a
But
name.
yeah, that's exciting. So like new bigger, I mean the koi pond was a big update for them and this one is bigger. So
I think another boss.
yeah, oh yeah, I'm
And
sure
the
another
bees, because the bees, they sort of, if you go near, the bees are on the bench, and like, because that's where they've made their little bee nest, like on the bench. But if you go over there, they don't go into the bee nest. They sort of, there's just a line of bees. I don't know. I don't know whether you've explored that area yet, Viv.
No, I'd get stuck with the stupid mosquitoes.
But yeah, so there's that big area there where like it's kind of near the shed, and if you go over there, you'll see all the bees either laying on the on the ground, or they're all in a line trying to get into the hive, which isn't active.
Are they friendly?
They're friendly until you punch them,
Okay.
so don't punch the bees.
All right.
I'm looking forward to that. Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah,
Hopefully, no
it's
achievements.
oh, hopefully, yeah. It should be really exciting. Maybe we can get back on the three of
Yes,
us.
yes, we need to do our little world more because we just built our house.
Mhm. And then another game, Darkest Dungeon 2 is coming out to the Epic Game Store on October
Isn't
26th.
that
And I
free?
know is it free?
Yeah, I swear that they're bringing it out for free on
Um,
Epic's.
I'm
I
not
might be wrong, but I swear I read something about Epic was bringing it for free on the Epic Store. But that could be wrong. That might be misinformation. So don't take that as, hey, T said this, so this is happening.
It says, as for price, Epic has yet to announce how much Darkest Dungeon 2's early access version will cost. So that's early access. I'm not sure about regular access. I don't know.
That's exciting
I'm
though.
not sure. Yeah, it is exciting. I know you played Darkest Dungeon,
I played a lot of
and
Darkest Dungeon, and everyone met their grisly end.
But it was fun. Like, I feel like on stream, it was a really fun way to do it where we all got to choose what characters we wanted to be. I feel like for streamers, it's a really fun way to play it where, like, your community gets to choose the characters that they want to be named after them or to just choose a character to name, kind of like with Pokemon, where you can name them and they could just be named ridiculous things. And then it makes you really invested in the story of like, oh, what's going to happen to my character? What's going to happen to this character that I named?
Yeah.
So even though we all died, it was still really fun and interesting as the story went on. So I think it'll be interesting to see what they do with a second one.
Rest in peace, the Crusader, who we left behind, and he was inside the pot and got cooked.
I mean, that may be on you, but yes.
Yeah. I didn't think about it. I thought, nah, we'll just leave, and then that'll be it. Then T will be there as well. Nope, T was cooked in the pot.
T. Poor little T. You became T.
I did. I became the thing I am.
So another thing that I saw this week, and I think you did as well, is that Twitch is trying to work with it looks like the National Music Publishers Association, which I guess they are who kind of like deals with the DMCA's. So by, working with them and maybe getting some licensing and whatnot, they would like to sign an agreement. However, they have kind of been doing this dance before. So there's really not like until something gets signed, there's nothing in place right now to say, hey, streamers, you're safe from DMCA's. But with them at least talking about an agreement, there is the hope that we can have music on streams again without fear of DMCA.
Yeah, but then see, I feel as if that would only work for games because there's a lot of games. Obviously, Life is Strange, True Colors just got released, and there's a lot of games like that which are really music focused. And I don't, I like having Pretzel Rock because I listen to Pretzel Rock now on stream because it's it's copyright free music, and I like that idea. So I feel as if this would only work for games which have music, which are heavily music focused, because otherwise it looks really stupid in Life is Strange when there's no music and people are dancing.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, yes. Like, I think it'll really benefit games where it's like, oh, you don't have to worry about like muting this part, turning the music off, making it kind of awkward, whatever. But also, it's like, yeah, I enjoy when you play Pretzel Rock, but I know, other people want to bring back different music to their stream that isn't like Pretzel Rock.
I know
So,
that there's some people though who only want to bring back song requests and stuff because they was doing subs for song request. And
I mean,
that's why this all really started happening as well, Well, because it's a weird argument. Like with the Twitch DMCA, it's a weird argument because technically, if somebody is playing loud music, say your neighbor is playing loud music and you can hear it, are you listening to that illegally because you can hear that? If a car drives past and it's blasting, like music which isn't copyright free, and you're listening to that, is that illegal? Like where, what is the thing of how come it's illegal and it's not right if we're doing it on Twitch, but out in the streets and like neighbors and stuff, that's completely fine. Like it's a weird argument.
there is the argument of like you're not supposed to watch movies with what is it with other people, or like you're not supposed to like screen them for other people or something. So like if you have like a movie night where you're like showing a movie for maybe an event or something or for a bunch of people, I think you're not supposed to do that.
I mean,
I don't know.
it goes as far as if you buy a DVD, you're not legally allowed to share that DVD with anyone else. So
Right. Okay.
So
Yeah.
if I brought a DVD, I can't share it with my housemate. I can't say, "Hey, let's watch this film," because legally she never brought for that. She never paid for that DVD. That's if you're really looking into it and you're really thinking about the whole copyright issue as a whole. It's like with games. Like people say that if you buy the game, why should you be able to stream the game because you did, because you only brought the rights to that, for you to play it, not to share it. You don't have the copyright rights. It's just
Yeah.
but that's really getting into it if you really go stupidly down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, and I think the issue with streaming games that have music more is that you have more of an audience. So at that point, it's like instead of people going out, it's a money thing, you know? These songs, these artists, whatever, they want people to go out, find their music and buy it themselves as opposed to, oh, I listened to this on a stream, on a game,
Yeah,
whatever, you know?
or like say somebody typing it in YouTube and then finding the music channel and then, or finding the music like video and then just listening to it through stream.
Well, yeah, because even it's within the game. So the game, when you buy the game, in a way, I guess they see it as like you are also paying for the music that's in that game. However, if people are just watching, say you play the game, 10 people are watching you play the game. That's 10 people who aren't buying the game, who aren't giving money to the creators of the music in the game, which I don't know. I think it's silly, but
It's a weird rabbit
I think
hole. Like
everything
when you
comes down
really,
to money.
yeah,
So
yeah, but when you really go into it, it's a real long rabbit hole of like, it's one which I really wish that I never got into, but I went down that rabbit hole once and I read through like loads of copyright and every single like legal and issue thing, and it is a whole bunch of, if I buy the game, only I'm allowed to play it or look at it. If I watch, if I
mhm.
buy a film, a DVD, Blu-ray, only I'm allowed to watch that. Even if I buy
It
it, say like, like say on like Amazon or something, only I'm legally allowed to watch that. I'm not allowed to distribute that. But it says it on the DVDs, like before the films and Blu-rays and stuff. It says, you can't share this content with your friends,
yeah.
but everyone does
I
it.
think
Everyone does it.
yeah. I think it's silly. Like sharing is caring, but hopefully with this deal, if it gets done, the thing is we're supposed to hear about it, not that the deal happened, just hear an update at the end of September. But apparently, Twitch has been trying to work some kind of deal for a long time
It's
and
because of last
always
year.
saying,
It's because everyone obviously was at home, so a lot more online stuff was being watched and being viewed. But the thing which I say and the thing which I look bad about it is what's going to happen to companies like Pretzel Rock, who for the last year has owned, the music on Twitch.
yeah, I mean,
I'm still going to listen to
I
them. Even if we can play our real music, to me Pretzel Rock is real music. I'm still going to go down that copyright thing just in case it all happens again, or just in case there's a spike of copyright laws happening again.
my one thing with Pretzel Rock is that they could expand their audience if they allowed their music to be downloaded because it really seems like it's only for streamers to play live,
No,
but
it's
those
it's it's for YouTubers as well. Like you can download it, like say through, like I could record a bunch off of it from OBS and then put it as a thing there.
you have to record it off of OBS. There's no download onto your computer
Oh,
to
sorry,
then
you meant like say
up.
separate files, like songs.
Well, yeah, so say I'm making a YouTube video, I have it edited, I'm ready to put music in. You have to download a song to then upload onto your editing program to put with your YouTube video. They don't have that option. You can't download their songs.
No, no, you
So
can't.
I
But
feel
then I
like
don't know whether
that's
that's to
a
stop.
market that they're missing.
Yeah, but then I don't know whether that's to stop, say, some people downloading, say, like all 600 songs of one playlist and then uploading it onto YouTube as their own playlist and then just running it live, kind of like the lo-fi radio and like other radios which do that. Where
Well, there's still copyrights involved. Like, even though it's copyright free still means that there are copyrights
yeah,
involved. Like,
but
I
Pretzel
used,
Rock also have this thing of where, say, if you do get copyright striked, you just say it's from Pretzel Rock and then they deal with the copyrights and then the copyright goes. That's how Pretzel Rock
I,
deal with it.
right. So copyrights mean that you're allowed to use it, not claim it as your own. So someone can use it, yes, of course, but claiming it as your own, that's copyright, and that's not allowed.
No, yeah, yeah, but say if that person did, download 600 songs of theirs and then put it as their own radio station, they can just say, nah, it's just Pretzel Rock, because they're still supporting Pretzel Rock because they've brought the music, because they're sub to Pretzel Rock, so they've done their subscription, so they can use that music however they want.
No, because Pretzel Rock can still set up a copyright for things like that, where it's like you get to use it, but you do not own it. You cannot claim it as your own. So like I use Ben Sound to download music for videos and things, and yes, it's copyright free, which means that you can use it, but they still have things in place that say you cannot sell it. So like you cannot use it for things that I don't like yeah, like you can't sell it, and you still have to credit them. So like you say, oh, song from Ben Sound.
Yeah.
So it's like so like when you're using it for things, you still just do something like that to ensure that it is known, hey, this is not mine. I did not create this, and that's copyright.
Yeah, that's
Like,
why even though I pay for Pretzel Rock, if you pay for Pretzel Rock, you don't have to have the Pretzel Rock bot in your stream. I still allow the Pretzel Rock bot in my stream because yes, I'm paying for it, but I still also want people to know, hey, if you like this song, it's from blah 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 on Pretzel Rock.
I guess that's also the thing, is that that's still copyright because you're paying for it. So like you have a subscription to Pretzel Rock, which allows you to use it. When I use Ben Sound, I get it for free, which is why I have to say this song from Ben Sound.
Oh, okay. I mean, see, even because there's a lot of songs on Pretzel Rock which I really enjoy. So even if I didn't, even if I would say use their music, I would still put, music by blah 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 on Pretzel Rock, and then probably share the link of the song.
Mhm.
Just because I don't know, like I just really hope that if this DMCA thing comes in and people start using their own music again, people will still think of the copyright-free things which have helped us for the past 2 years. Pretzel Rock, shot up and really helped streamers out when streamers had no music to play whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, we're supposed to hear at the end of this month, so hopefully it's some good news for games like Life is Strange, where it just has music playing, so that hopefully just regular music in the games can be played without, having to like deal with just turning it off and afraid of DMCA.
Well, Life is Strange has a streamer safe mode, which means no music gets played. So it's just
Right,
awkward
but that's
silence.
awkward.
Yeah. Yeah, so to say like, you could have like a real like emotional scene which normally has music playing. Nah, that's just silent.
Right. So hopefully, like, if we get an update about if they are gonna work a deal, that would hopefully allow us to not have to use the streamer modes like that just make things silent.
Fingers crossed. One little thing is a semi update on what we spoke about last time with Nintendo. It's okay, again, it's rumors, okay, so don't take it as, hey, T said this, so this must mean this is real.
Rumor has it.
Yeah, rumor has it that they are upping the price of the Nintendo Switch subscription for online, but they're adding in, I don't know, they're adding in N64 games. But then I did say last time that they're adding in Game Boy and Game Boy Color, but now there's rumors saying that through data mining they found N64 titles on there. So I'm not sure now where to put you. So I'm sorry, everyone who's on Nintendo, I'm sorry if you're listening and you're like, wait, but you said it was going to be Game Boy and Game Boy Color, and now you're saying
Okay.
it's Nintendo. Like, what, Nintendo? Now you're saying it's N64. Technically, does N64 stand for Nintendo 64, or does it stand for like
Yes.
NES 64?
Nintendo 64.
What, is that how it was marketed in America?
I have heard the phrase wordings Nintendo 64, so I'm guessing that's what it stands for.
I never, like, I didn't want to obviously ask people. Oh, well, I guess now I'm asking people before, well, now, but I've never really wanted to ask, because I didn't want to sound dumb, of like, hey, what does the N stand for?
I've always heard Nintendo 64, but I'm a baby gamer, so I could be wrong. That's just what I've always heard.
Yeah, see, whereas like I've always only ever thought about it as the N64. That's literally been it. I've never like, I mean, it makes sense why it's called the Nintendo 64, because N is Nintendo.
Yeah.
Today's podcast sponsored by the letter N.
We're Sesame Street now.
I don't know, but yeah, so that's the latest thing of for the Nintendo update of the Game Boy and Game Boy Color. It may be N64 games instead, which will have an increase of pricing for subscriptions for online, which kind of
Do you
sucks.
do you know what the price increase is?
No, it's just been rumored. Again, it's just been rumored.
Oh.
So,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's because it's Nintendo and they keep everything close to their chest. Like they keep their cards really close to their chest. They do not allow you to know stuff until it happens.
Maybe PlayStation should take a note.
Oof! Shots fired.
So I watched the God of War Ragnarok trailer last night. Ooh,
It's
it,
exciting.
it is. Boy sounds so old.
Well,
Like he hit
it's a couple of years.
puberty
Yeah, I was gonna say
between
it's a couple of years, isn't it?
the yeah. And oh, the music sounds amazing, but the music at the beginning,
Let's hope that we
um,
get to hear the music.
oh, true. I like that they're familiar faces. Like we have Mimir, the brothers who like do the weapons. But one thing I noticed is the lady, is she a witch? I don't know what she is. She's a you know what, I'm not even gonna go there, I'm gonna get it wrong. The lady who helped them, you know?
The woman who where she kill in the last one? She killed her own son, or you killed the son? That woman.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I'm sure it's because of that, but there's like a scene where she's fighting Kratos. So something went down there. I don't know if it's because of the
Might be
sun.
revenge.
Yeah, but it was nice to have familiar faces. It looks beautiful. The fights look amazing. Um, and I don't know. You said that like people were hating on it.
There's a
The
lot
girl
of
at the end.
hate. No, there's a lot. It's not just about the lady who we see right at the end as well. There's a lot of hate around God of War, um, because of because a lot of people said, oh, it looks exactly like God of War. Like they're using the same boat mechanics as well. Like somebody really put up this like the boat mechanics of the old God of War and then the boat mechanics of this new God of War side by side and said, look, it's the same mechanics. Well, yeah. How like it's them getting into a boat. Are you really that like I don't know, like are you really like hating on how somebody gets into a boat and like calling it lazy? Like
Less
they called
about boat mechanics.
yeah, they called the devs lazy because they're using the same mechanics of Kratos and Boy getting into a boat. Like
It
what?
looks amazing. And like Anger Boda, I think that's her name, the girl at the end. Oh, she's so cute. I don't know why people are hating. I don't care. She looks so cute.
There's reasons why they're hating, and it's stupid reason. It's just stupid people being stupid. A bunch of Karens on Twitter hating on um. See, the trouble with it is because they're hating on 4 as well, how they've made 4 look, because he's got a bit of a belly and stuff, and they're like, but that's not 4 from Marvel. It's like, but it's not meant to be 4 from Marvel. Like 4 from Marvel has taken completely different concept of this 4, and like because no 4 is how 4 is meant to look. Like this is 4 how it's meant to look more than what Marvel 4 is.
Yeah, I don't people will be people. I think it looks really cool.
I for one,
Regardless.
I'm excited to play it. Like I know like I'm a teeny bit like I'm not hating on it, like because I really enjoy playing God of War. One thing which I say like personally from me looking at the trailer is I hope that we get to go to a new place. I don't want to walk around the same area.
That's fair.
I'm somebody who likes go like in new games I like going to new areas. I don't like just walking around the same area because it's kind of
I
like the same in it.
Yeah. I just think it looks really cool. It's a beautiful looking game, and I'm excited to see where it goes because the story is different. And Kratos is different. I would like a huge thing that I noticed is that in this one, he tells Boy that war isn't the only way. So it's like Kratos has really evolved because if you see him in the earlier ones, he's all war.
He's
Like,
all
isn't
about
he the
killing.
god of war or something? I don't know. But he like
That
goes in to kill all of the gods. So like his main thing is war,
yeah,
I feel
but
like,
is he now
in the first
stopping?
ones.
Is he now stopping because obviously he killed his own father, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, so then that means, is he like, oh, I better stop and say to Boyle that everything is not about war because I killed my own father and then I became a god, and if Boy kills me, oh boy.
I don't know. I mean, he's really evolved, which I think is interesting.
Although I know that this is going to be their last one.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
kinda
this
seems
is
that way, the way that they're
no,
building it.
they've already said this is our last one. This is our last God of War. Like this is from the company's last take of God of War. I don't know whether then Sony will employ a new company and do God of War again,
I
but
just mean, like, even without them saying that, they're building it to be the last one.
yeah.
Like, you can already tell.
Is it? It's not a trilogy, is it? 'Cause there's only been God of War now God of War, Ragnarok.
Well, no, because the God of War that you played was 4.
Are you sure?
Mhm.
This is the fifth one then.
I think so, because you didn't play the old ones.
Well, no, because I never had a PlayStation.
Right,
I never
so
got to experience God of War 1, 2, or 3. I've seen bits of them, but I would say that the God of War which I recently played, which is the fourth one, judging by from you saying about that's the fourth one,
mhm.
it doesn't have any of the elements which God of War 1, 2, and 3 has, where well, because like God of War, I think 2 or 3 had this like weird sex mini game. Obviously, God of War, the one which I played, had no sex in it, which I think is a improvement. A game shouldn't all be about, sex. And I like that. And that's just me from saying from only ever experiencing God of War through watching stuff on Twitch and YouTube about it, to then me playing a God of War. And I really liked the fact of that he's like a dad now. And he's teaching, his boy. I mean, it's basically a journey about a man and boy taking the dead like mum slash wife to the mountain and then finding themselves along the way.
Yeah, and after the earlier ones, it's kind of a nice change, I guess, to see him more like as Papa Kratos.
Yeah, rather than as just killer Kratos. I mean, he still kills because he didn't have to kill that dragon, but he butchered that dragon
That poor dragon.
for no reason whatsoever. There was no reason. Like, the dragon was going away, and it's like, nah, you're not getting anywhere, dragon. Let me kill you. So it's just, okay, so we still go around murdering, but maybe there's less murder in this one? Who knows? Maybe it's Boy who wants to murder a lot, and Kratos is like, no, Boy, we do not murder everyone. And then Boy's just
Well,
like,
boy is
murder!
Boy is the one who wants to go to war, and Kratos is like, "Nah, let's stay home."
Let's stay home and bake baked potatoes.
Today's topic is when do we think games should add extra content, or at what point does it become too much and it should just be in a mod?
Or as DLC.
Yeah.
They're like a DLC thing. Like, because,
Mhm.
well, because obviously not everyone has the choices of being allowed to get mods. If you're on
Right.
console, you're kind of screwed with what mods you can and can't have.
Right. So that was kind of my thing is that it's like I do think, there are some games that I think could add extra elements and things that don't need to be in a mod because console players can't always get mods.
Yeah, so like I know interesting enough in Binding of Isaac, that's a game which is heavily modded quite a lot, and the devs themselves actually take some of the best mods and stick them into the game as like either free updates or as like updates which get which you have to pay for. But like that's interesting because then that comes to console, and obviously then console players get to play mods.
Oh, interesting.
I know that there's Bethesda, they do their own modded things for Fallout and for Skyrim, but I think now you have to pay for their mods. It used to be free, but now you have to pay for their mods, which is a little bit like bad for Bethesda. Like that's a no on Bethesda in my book, so that, you know, because like people considering that you can get these mods for free on Steam, I think, or not on Steam, but on like other websites, so like, you know, like modern websites. So then to ask console players to then pay for these mods is cheeky. Considering that then mods,
Yeah.
well, and mods on console disable achievements. So you can't make your game look nicer and get achievements. You either have to pick the game how they've had the game and get the achievements, or disable your achievements and get no achievements and make the game look nicer.
Oh, that's annoying.
It,
See, that's why I feel like on console especially, like there are some things that can be added to games. Like I know I've talked about it before, but for Stardew Valley, I know Stardew Valley has a ton of mods, but
there's a lot of
it's
nice looking mods as well to make it look more aesthetic.
right, and that's what it is. For me though, what I wish would be added to the game itself, not as a mod, is more places or cities. Like I would like I know that in the update you're able to go like you can take the boat and go to a different island. I just think it would be cool if, you know, say there were other nearby little towns that you could go to. You go to the desert and you go to this new island. But there's the bus. If you get the bus working, what if you could go the opposite way on the road and there's another little town? Or what if you can take the bus and go back to the city that your person comes from and like see what's going on there? Like I wish that it kind of were like there were other places outside of Stardew.
I mean, not just that though, like, because with the city, there's a lot of cutscenes which take place in the city. So you get to go to the city during the cutscenes, and that's it.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like I wish that I know like there are two. The desert has been there. I think that was in a past update, and then now
Nah,
with
the
the new
desert's been there all the time,
oh, okay.
but they've
Well,
just
the
added
desert
stuff to the desert throughout updates.
oh, okay. Well, the desert has been there, and now there's a new island, and
The island's
I
kind
just
of
think
disappointing though.
I just think it would be cool. Obviously, it won't happen because it sounds like he's kind of done with the game. But I just thought it would be cool if, like, not as a mod, but in base game, if there were other places to go to around. Because it's Stardew Valley. There's a valley, so there must be other like little towns in the valley, right? So
I
I just think it would be
think
cool. Like,
there's
where do these people come from? The people who come for the mayor's like soup pot thing, there are randos there. Where do they come from?
yeah, true,
Or like
yeah.
the festivals, like their randos come from other places.
The
Where do they
governor,
come
where
from?
does the governor come from?
Yeah, can we go to where these other people are from?
I know that there's a lot of like there's 4 different towns in there through near, because I think that Mayor Lewis says that there's 4 towns near Stardew Valley. Well, we have Stardew Valley, and then you have those 3 other towns.
Yeah. So, yeah, it would be nice to be able to go to the other towns.
Because I know that on the island, it's called Ginger Island. It's just basically another farm. There is other stuff obviously on the island, but the main thing is it's a farm.
So
So
you
it's,
can go to the island to farm more.
well, you go to the island and you make another farm there because you get your own house over there and stuff as well. I think you get your own house over there.
Oh.
I'm not sure whether you do, but the main purpose of it, it's a farm where you can grow anything any season.
Hmm.
But it's still another farm. Like, so you're spending all
Yeah.
your time on your farm, and now you're going over to this island to do more farming on a farm.
Yeah, I just feel like something separate from like, oh, you can go to this place to do this, just to do more farming or whatever. It's like, can I go to another place because they have, you know, their own shop so I can go there and buy things from there?
A cool thing, what would be is you could take, like, say, your cows or your sheep or your chickens or your pigs and do like animal races or like contests with them. Because you can put hats on stuff now, so why couldn't we take our animals and do like showcases?
Yeah.
They like, I don't know, the annual chicken farm, like, or you know, the annual like chicken event, like inside the city or inside one of the other towns, where you only go there purposely you could walk around for a little bit, but then you would go there only for your chicken or for your sheep or for your pig. Like I don't know, like say a truffle hunt.
Mhm.
There was
Or
thing
like a Go ahead.
or like a what?
Well, I was just gonna say, or like a furniture shop, because when you get the catalog, it says it's shipping those items to you. Well, what if we could just go to the furniture shop, not have to use the catalog, but we can see the shop in person
And then
and
every
then
day
buy
it could
new
have like
furniture
new,
and stuff.
yeah. So then every day it could have like new furniture inside it.
Yeah,
Kind of how like
see where the cart guy comes from.
yeah, or like see, because I know with Stardew Valley, I would like a little bit more of like stuff which you can actually do like inside the mines or things like that. So like I know that they have obviously they've got 3 or 4 mines inside Stardew Valley, but it would be cool if like say inside the main mine, it could like different seasons could have like different say levels on it or like different effects. So like inside summertime, it could be like a real hot like lava-y mine for a while, or like for the month, or you could like find like another door and it leads into a separate kind of little mine inside that mine, and there's like say a puzzle or like a miniature boss battle to do.
Yeah.
I'd also
For
want
me,
I also want like more machines kind of thing on the farm because we've got our sprinklers which water our plants. You can get the Jumos to collect everything. But I think a cool thing would be like something where you set it at one end, say, of like say it would do like 10 tiles in a row, and you put it at one end, and then it would till 10 tiles for you. And it could,
shit, like a till to like the cow or something.
nah, like a little like a machine where it could run off of battery powers, battery packs, and then you would put it at one end, kind of like, where you would have like a scarecrow on one end, because I generally put scarecrows on either end of my fields
Mhm.
or my crops, and then you could put it out on one end, say like on a path, and then you would put a battery pack in it, and then for that month it would then till the land, say like like every day, if the land like goes a little bit weird, or after you've harvested your crops, it will then re-till your land, or it would refertilize your land for you.
Yeah,
Just kind of
that'll
like
be
more
interesting.
kind of like a machiney type farmy thing, instead of
Mhm.
we just get sprinklers and that's it, or scarecrows. It would be nice if there's like something else, which where it could till the land for you, because at the start of Stardew Valley and stuff, you are basically for the first 2 years, if you haven't upgraded your tools, you are using all your energy to till your land and to water your crops, and that's the first 2 years of Stardew Valley. Is you don't really do
Yeah,
anything else because you're just concentrating on your farm to make money, so you can do other stuff.
watering your life away.
Pretty much, yeah. Like I mean, because on my playthrough currently, it takes me, I think, the first hour of in-game like like the in-game time to water all my crops, which then leaves me with only a quarter bar of energy. What can I do for a quarter bar? Nothing. Yes, I can
Pet
go
the
up
cat.
pet the cat for a quarter bar of energy. Like yes, I could go up to the little spa to recover my energy, but then that's a long time to get up to the spa to recover your energy to then go somewhere else to do another random activity, say to go down to the beach to go fishing or to go down to the forest. That like you're wasting half your day doing that.
And you have to deal with nasty Linus.
You leave that and poor sweet Linus alone.
Nah, he nasty naked Linus.
He nasty naked Linus. But yeah, so I don't know, so there's just a thing of like they could add more stuff to help you in the farm.
That's true. One game that I think does well without mods is Tomb Raider. Just for the like the aesthetics of it, I guess, because she has so many outfits, costumes, things. You can choose her like 2D pyramid boob version. Like there's so many different ways that you can customize her, and that's without a mod.
Yeah, but that's because it's like obviously they put the other skins in from the different generations. But
Right, but
I
they
do
didn't
like
have
that
to.
though.
They could be
No,
like, "Oh, this is a they didn't do this, so a modder did it," but they did. It's in the game.
and it's nice that you can customize what clothes you wear. You don't have to wear all one outfit.
Mhm.
You can put like,
Yeah.
hey, one, like say one item of like the really cool looking headwear with then like some really cool stealthy pants.
And different bows and weapons and things go with different outfits, but you can also like mix and match, which is nice.
Yeah, instead of it all just being a set. Hey, you can either
Yeah.
do so. Say like with Dead by Daylight, you have a set. If you have a blooded character, you can't then mix and match. You know, like the blood for other outfits. It all has to be on their standard default skin.
Yeah, or like another thing that I thought for games is more like more fun weapon options. So like for games like Dark Souls, I know for mods you can get ridiculous, silly weapons and things, but I wish like the base game had some of those like more silly fun weapons
How,
to play around with.
how would they like put it in though? Because you have to think of like you would need to code that, make that for the game, and then for every kind of like console or like a platform.
Well, I don't know, like if you have a silly weapon in a mod that you can get like with a character at the beginning when you're like customizing your character, it could just be one of the options at the beginning.
Yeah, although I suppose in Dark Souls 3, what is the mod called? I played the mod, but I couldn't complete it and stuff because it wasn't actually fully out. So I think that they
Mhm.
finished it now, but you had like a rag, there was a cloth. So you could just go around and hitting people with this like tissue.
Right. So like if you could start the game with this tissue or start the game with like a feather or something, just kind of like it doesn't have to be that extreme, but like obviously like more fun or like silly weapons for like starting the game.
I know
Cuz
that
I know that
DS2 had a ladle.
yeah, and I know that Fallout has like fun weapons, right?
Fallout has some. I mean, yeah, Fallout like you can make some quite fun and daft weapons.
Yeah,
Although
I
you
know
look at
that.
Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, I killed what a couple of the Ganons with a ladle.
Right. And I know that like in Fallout, it's like I think you can make kind of like fun, silly weapons, but also when you were making Ada, you could like make her ridiculous. So
Yeah, that is.
things like that. Huh?
She had those. No, it wasn't Ada. I put that the big like evil robot from the DLC. I put it as just a floating head, and it was like, I hate you for this. So it like knew what I was doing because it hated me for doing it.
Yeah. So I feel like games that like it's obviously like kind of like how Tomb Raider does with like her skins, where it's like, oh yeah, you can have the serious like ready to go Laura, but then they also have the 2D silly looking Laura. So it's like for weapons for games where it's like, yes, you have your serious weapons for people who really want to like take the game seriously, but also maybe one of the weapons is a ladle, or maybe one of the weapons is, I don't know, just something like silly, just for like a
Hitman does
fun
that really
run.
well. That's a game which does
Yeah,
that
yeah,
so
it
well because
does.
you can chuck muffins at people.
Fruit. Whoa, fruit.
Whoa, fruit! But yeah. Like and you can dress up as a clown, or you can dress up in the flamingo costume and go around and smack people with apples.
Yeah, and that's, without it being a mod. So I feel like things like that where it's like the possibilities are there. I just think they kind of like take games a little bit too seriously and they're like, no, it must be proper. And it's like, well, sometimes like why don't you have a little fun thing in there sometimes without modders being like, oh, hey, I wish like I had this fun thing here, let me make a mod of it.
Yeah. The one thing which I feel, which I wish, and I know that a lot of people share this. If you're a big Pokemon player, you will share this, this like little like thought with me is I wish there was more post content in Pokemon because oh boy, once you complete Pokemon, there's not a lot to do really. Like you do the league, and then sure you can replay the league a couple of times, and that gets a bit boring. You know, you get a load of money, and then what else do you do? Then there's only the battle tower left to do, and or you just shiny hunt. It's like I wish that
Yeah,
there was more post content for Pokemon.
I know you just biked around a lot trying to get shinies.
Yeah, like yeah, because that's all you know. That's I mean, inside Pokemon Sword and Shield, yes, they gave us this wild area, and they are still. I will give them merit. They are still updating raid battles inside the wild areas, so that's really nice. You know, because this weekend it's all about the Sun and Moon Pokemon. So like not Sun and Moon as in the series Sun and Moon, but as in the Lunatone and the Solrock You can get them now as shiny for this weekend only inside
Cool.
like raid battles. Like that's cool that they're doing different events and different little like raid battles, but I just want more post content. Like whether like I know that inside Diamond and Pearl when they're the ones which they're remaking for this year, there's a lot of stuff which I feel is going to be really nice post content to do, like like the contests and going through to the different undergrounds. I'm hoping that they still add Wonder Trade. That's still something which we haven't heard from yet. So fingers crossed Wonder Trade is still in there. But Pokemon is a game which I feel needs more post content.
Yeah. I know Shadow of War so far has some good post content, I think.
Like, see, Pokemon needs the Battle Frontier to be added in again. The Battle Frontier was in one of them, and then they removed it completely, and now we just get the Battle Tower in every every region has a Battle Tower. No, give us back the Battle Frontier. That was amazing to do. But
Yeah, so I definitely think that, there are games that can do with some extra elements that don't have to be a mod, especially for console players who don't have, the luxury of like, oh, let me just download this mod on my PC real quick and play the same game, whatever. Like, we don't have that luxury. So I feel like it's not outrageous to be like, oh, hey, I wish this game had this and not just being told like, "Oh, well, just get a mod of it."
yeah, although but then you can spin it around and be like, okay, but how long do you want these devs to work on this game before they are meant to be working on a new game?
Right, so I think with Stardew, it's more wishful thinking. Those are things that like, yeah, it would have been cool, but he's already kind of made it clear that he's moving on to his new game, and that's fair. I don't think, they have to work on these games forever and jump just because we say, "Hey, we want this."
He
But
has worked
I
on it
just
for years, though. To be fair, like this has
yeah,
been
and that's
his baby for years, so it's nice that he's now moving on for something new because he's still given people. He still gave people, like what earlier this year, a new content update.
And it's only him, so that's totally fair. I just feel like it's not unreasonable to want things for a game and not just have PC people come at you and say like, "Oh, well, there's a mod for that." It's like not everyone has
A
the
PC.
ability to just get mods. Yeah, so I think, it's okay for us to sometimes want more from a game, to want things to be added. And yes, it doesn't have to happen, and that's okay. But I think we're allowed to want those things without the answer automatically being a mod.
Yeah, see, I would just want to have better aesthetics for Stardew Valley to make it look nicer, to make it look more prettier. That's what I would like,
Yeah.
because I've seen some mods on Stardew Valley which make the game look so much more beautiful. I mean, it makes your farm turn into say like a little cottage instead of like a farmhouse, and it makes it look so pretty. Like the flooring looks pretty, and as someone now who's trying to do 100% run, which means making my farm look perfect, that would really help me to want to, because the flowers look so different, everything just looks so much nicer.
Yeah, they have so many different ways to like customize, like you said, the flooring, the walls in your house, the furniture, the way your house looks. Like they have some really amazing mods. It would be nice if I mean it won't happen. Like we said, he's moving on and that's okay. But like it would have been nice if like yes, like we had those kind of like decorative options instead of just like the same ones that
Yeah,
we've always
well,
had.
instead of just the basic default skins for everything, it'd be
Yeah.
nice if there was say a little well, because I know that Minecraft has started doing it on Xbox, where they've started actually putting mods in. Yes, you have to pay for the mods, but they've started putting mods in of say skins or just actual mod packs to add new elements to the game. So it would be nice because I wouldn't mind paying say 50p or a pound for some aesthetic mods for Stardew Valley to make the game look more nicer.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
Because I know that obviously it's different to put mods onto consoles. It's probably more costly than what it is for PC. But I don't know,
I
just
mean,
some more aesthetic mods for Stardew Valley would be much appreciated.
yeah. It would I mean, at this point, considering that, like, we can't have it just in the game because it's done being updated, then I guess a mod is the option now, and it would be nice to have
Hmm.
that option on consoles.
Yes, it would. Sorry, I just hiccuped. That scared me. But then, and I don't like it when people then do just come at console players and say, "Wow, this is what PC is for." I was like, no, like it would be nice to have, like considering that the Xbox Series S and X are meant to be like PCs, it would be nice if they performed said like PCs, because we could have mods. But then that really goes down to the devs and Microsoft itself working to get mods into their games.
And it's not productive to just tell people, "Oh, we'll get a PC." Like, not everyone can just do that.
It's like yeah, because it would be like, I don't know, if your leg's on fire and someone productively walks over to you and says, "Oh, just put your leg out." Like, I don't know. It goes down that silly route of, I don't know, like you just do, of people like not being productive and telling you things which are stupid.
Oh, I feel down today. Oh, just smile. Okay.
Yeah. Or like, have you tried smiling more? Just think positive. Okay, but the world isn't a very positive place right now, but you want me to just think positive, so then I'll be positive. Okay, doesn't
Just
work.
be happy.
Exactly. But I feel as if we're getting off a topic, and I feel as if we're running out of time.
We are out of time for this week.
Thank you everyone for listening this week. I feel as if we had a really nice discussion about, like, yes, we spoke a lot about more about Dead by Daylight than what was meant to, but I was just frustrated, so I needed to get some frustration out.
We did have some good talks. Thank you everyone for listening. You can find us on YouTube at Webleedpixels, on the Webleedpixels website, as well as Spotify or wherever else you choose to listen to podcasts.
Thank you very much everyone for listening, and we will see you in 2 weeks. This has been T
And V.
Alright, bye everyone.
Bye.